And welcome back. You're Manifesting Your Dreams with Pablo, Miguel, and today we're talking about the sixth sense, and it was so exciting. If you missed the previous segment, you want to go back and watch the replay because there are a couple of stories there that were amazing. And we're giving away a ticket for the show. Tag a friend, make a comment below so you can enter. By the end of the show today, we're going to give away 2 buffet tickets here in Las Vegas and a show for 2. But I got a couple of questions, messages saying, what exactly is the sixth sense, right? Because we're talking about the sixth sense, right? So this is from the book, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill. And I'm just going to, you want to read the whole book, you want to read the whole chapter, but this is something, something that I just want to bring up to your attention, is the 13th principle. Could you believe we've been through 12 principles already in the show, 12 different guests that have manifested in the dreams, and it says, is known as the sixth sense through which infinite intelligence may and will communicate voluntarily without any effort from or demand by the individual. You can call it God, you can call it nature, you can call it whatever you want to call it, but your brain actually has the ability to tap into that infinite intelligence. This principle is the apex of the philosophy. It can be assimilated, understood, and applied only by first mastering the other 12 principles. So this is not something that you're going to master right away. It takes effort, like anything worth knowing and doing and be a master of. It takes practice, right? But this is a way that you practice. Next time the phone rings or you get a text, just say, who might that be? And think of one person without the fear of being wrong.
That's
okay?
Good, yeah.
And then you go and you say, oh, that's probably Beverly calling. And you go and say, oh my God, it was Beverly, right? That's how you develop, but don't be afraid of being wrong because then that stops you, right? And you're going to start seeing, or you're going to get in the car and think about a song that you like. And maybe they're playing that song on the radio. So this is just like a simple thing, but this is something very interesting. It says, through the aid of the sixth sense, you will be warned of impending dangers in time to avoid them. And how many times has that happened to you? That you have the feeling that you have to go to the kitchen and you forgot to turn off the stove, right? Or that you have to go and check the door one more time and you didn't lock it, right? That's when you were using the sixth sense, but maybe you were using it without knowing. Now you can actually do it on purpose. And notified of opportunities in time to embrace them. Because people that manifest the dreams and people that don't manifest the dreams, we all have one thing in common, that the opportunities are all around us.
Exactly.
But those that grab it are going to be somebody like Beverly, who has not one published book, but 2 published books, and now how many, and one more coming out?
I've actually got one that's just finishing up in the editing, so hopefully it'll be out here in the next week or so. And then I've got a 4th book that's about halfway through, and so.
And that was really, and I know this lady. I mean, and this is interesting. We met volunteering. So if you're not volunteering right now for an organization and a cause that you like, we encourage you to start thinking about that because you're going to meet some amazing people when you go and you say, I'm going to donate a couple of hours of my time this week or this month for this organization. That's how we actually met.
Exactly.
And even though this is a lady that I actually have a lot of respect and admiration for all the things she's done, I'm looking at one of her rap sheets right here and I said, oh my God, this lady is amazing. She's an identity revelation specialist. So anybody that has conflict with their identity, who am I, things like that, and a personal development coach. But I'd like you to take just a minute and think about your first book, because there's so many people that are watching right now. And if you know somebody that wants to publish a book, maybe now is a good time for you to tag them so they don't miss this section, they get a notification.
Okay.
So many people watching, they say, and I run into people every week, oh, I want to write this book or I have this story, but very few actually get to write the book.
Exactly.
And even a smaller percentage get to publish the book. So now you're like, for you publishing a new book is like for somebody saying, I'm gonna go and watch a movie. Like you talk about writing a new book, like somebody's going and watching a movie. So how did that happen, the first one? How did you manifest that?
The first one, okay, in 1997 when I manifested my RV, right? And I took off because it was like I was getting booked in a lot of different areas around some of my classes and stuff, which happened to be on essential oils. I had my own essential oil company, and I specialize in blends, right? And when you understand what essential oils are and the blends, when you put them together, that's key, you know. And it's like I put it out there to the universe, and I said, okay, if I'm going to be doing these all over the place, there's got to be a better way. There's got to be a better way than going plane to plane, hotel to hotel. That's not for me.
Because you were doing a lot of little seminars.
Yeah, so it was taking me, you know, further. I was living in Colorado at the time, so it was taking me, you know, different directions. And it's like, so get an RV. And I said, well, okay. And it was like, oh yeah, I remember back where I lived, the Born Free. I call up John and I say, John, because that was the guy's owner. I mean, back then, I mean, everybody knew everybody, right? And I said, hey, when I was growing up, this is what I wanted, was one of these, and now I'm going to get an RV. He goes, really? I said, he says, where are you? I said, well, I'm currently in Las Vegas because I had moved to Las Vegas, right? And he said, great, next week we're having a show down there. So it's a big RV show. How about we get together for lunch? Perfect. So next week we get together. He tells me, I tell him what I want. He says, great. And he says, he's got an RV coming in, perfect size, everything that I'm looking for. He said, we'll put the back off, so we'll take it out because you don't need the beds back there. We'll turn it into an office, whatever. All these things. He said, we haven't got it yet, but he says, I'm going to make it happen. And he did, right? And I said, okay. So he said, I need to know how serious you are. I said, what do you need? He said, I just need a credit card with $1,000 on it, and we'll just leave it there until, I said, perfect. I gave him a card. There it was. And 2 weeks later, he called me. He said, the deal was done. We got your RV. He said, he called it mine. We have your RV sitting here right on the lot. So all you got to do is let me know when you're going to get it. I said, well, I'm not sure, you know, how much do I need, blah, blah, blah. He said, you're going to need $20,000 down on it. It's like, okay. All right, $20,000. Okay, well, I can do that. So I go to working with it, and I call him about every 2 weeks. I'm still working. He says, it's still here. Okay, right? He says, don't worry.
So you had to raise the money.
I had to raise the $20,000,
okay,
right? And so I put it out there, and put it out there, and put it out there. And then I get this message from my Sixth Sense Spirit, you know, interview. It says, call John, tell him you're going to be out there on April 18th. I remember that date,
wow,
April 18th, right, to pick up my RV. And he said, okay, it'll be ready for you. I said, okay. Now, mine, I had like $500 towards this $20,000.
Oh, wow.
And now this is 4 days. 4 days. 4 days.
So you didn't have it yet?
Woo, I had $500 and it was like
God.
garage sales, everything, right? So now it's like, okay, I have 4 days. I'm going to be on that flipping plane headed to Iowa to pick up an RV where I need $20,000 down on, right? It's like, all right, universe, I'm doing what you're telling me to do, right? And it started happening. I sold my business, which was the automotive business, and I'll tell you about that a little bit later. But so I did the automotive business. I sold it. The gentleman that I was cohabitating with at the time, we had purchased together slot machines of all places, you know. And so we sold those. There were sets because they were just taking up space. We wanted to get rid of things. And so we sold that. And I ended up, I think it was just a couple $1,000s short. And this is Friday night. So I called my mom and say, Mom, can I borrow X amount, right? You know, she goes, yeah, we can do that. So I had my $5,000
wow.
on Friday night. Saturday morning at 7 o'clock, I was on a plane headed back to Iowa.
20,000.
20,000.
Wow. And you know, it's so interesting that you mentioned that because so many times people say like, oh, I don't have the money to do the things that I want. And when I read stories about people that made it happen, they sold stuff they were not using.
Yeah.
And one of the businesses that is like skyrocketing in the US right now, you know what it is? Storage.
Oh.
Storage is like multimillionaires are investing into storage spaces because
yeah,
people are buying all this
stuff.
crap.
Yeah.
We're buying crap we're never gonna use just because Amazon is gonna, oh, it's free shipping. Okay, let me get more stuff, you know. So people are getting all that crap, right? That's why all the cars are parked outside. Nobody's parking in the garage anymore. Exactly. I park in my garage, and people come into the house and they're saying like, oh, I didn't knock in the door because I assumed you were not there. And I said like, why would you assume I was not there if we have an appointment, right? And they go, because I didn't see a car parked in the driveway. And then I said, well, didn't you see a huge garage door there for 2 cars there? So I said, you park in your garage? And then I said, yes, I do.
One of the few
that happened to me multiple times. So I have to let
crazy.
people know that, hey, you're not going to see a car. I'm in there. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna be back on the next episode. But this is something very interesting. If you need to raise funds, look at stuff you're not using.
You know the message I got. You're gonna love this message.
We're gonna wait that for the next.
No, it's short.
Okay,
just one line. One line, right?
Yeah.
And I says to the universe after I got it, I says, you're really cutting it kind of short, aren't you?
Yes.
The answer I got was, what's the difference? You didn't need it till now. It's like, oh, duh.
Yeah, that's true. It's like you don't need it until you need it, right?
You didn't need it till now. So you sometimes you think about it. If you get it too far ahead, what do? You rob Peter to pay Paul, right?
Yeah, and I'm like that. I could live with uncertainty, and sometimes, I may be going out with somebody that needs to know like 3 years before something's going to happen, what kind of shirt I'm going to be wearing, But we're going to be right back. I hope you're having so much fun as we are, and tag a friend. We have 2 more segments coming up. Beverly is amazing. We're on Manifesting Your Dreams. Go to manifestingyourdreams.net, okay? And then sign up as a VIP so we keep you posted on upcoming interviews that we're going to be having. But you could be manifesting your dreams also faster, sooner, bigger if you apply some of these principles like the 6 sense that we're covering today. So we're going to go through a couple of our sponsors, and we'll be right back in a minute or so. So get a glass of water, start writing down what you like to manifest, and practice. If that phone rings, who is it? Get that 6 sense actually light up because you are amazing. We'll be right back.